Hey, what's up guys? This is Casey with iTracker360. I'd like to walk you through setting up iTracker with the Infusionsoft Order Forms. So let me show you what I typically see. This is a typical setup where someone has a website, and this is the domain, iTracker.staging.wpengine.com. So you have your own website, and through here people click around and they get to like maybe a button or a link that says order now. When they click on the link, they're redirected and sent to Infusionsoft.com to fill out an order form. So problem number one with this setup is that all of your tracking data exists on this domain, but we're sending people to convert on this domain, which is a different domain. So we have to set up cross-domain tracking. So I'm going to copy the kind of the source domain, like where they're coming from, and I'm going to go into the advanced settings of iTracker, and I'm going to set up cross-domain tracking. So basically anybody that's coming from, let me paste in just the domain, iTracker.staging.wpengine.com. That's where they're coming from, and they're going to dh106.infusionsoft.com. So I'm going to click add, and now I have these domains mapped. I have this domain going from tracker.staging.wpengine.com to dh106. So that's mapped. Now when you map this stuff, it's going to take about 15 minutes for iTracker to basically regenerate your JavaScript snippet and propagate it to all the CloudFront servers. So we're going to have to wait about 15-20 minutes or so, and then we'll have to clear our cache so that we get the new JavaScript file that has this domain mapping. But there's still another thing we need to do, so I'll just go ahead and move on, but just keep that in mind. So the next thing we're going to need to do is put the iTracker tracking snippet on the order form, on the Infusionsoft order form. So go to the setup and testing link, click on tracking snippet, and we'll need this snippet right here. So I'm just going to copy this to the clipboard. Go into Infusionsoft. I already have an order form set up. I'm just going to go into that, and I just have a free product, like a test product added. So in the HTML area, I paste this stuff in the footer area. So just save that. And now that we have the iTracker snippet added to the order form, we should be pretty much good to go at this point. So we have cross-domain tracking set up. We also have the tracking snippet in the footer area here. So let's give this a quick test. So to test it, I'm gonna build a tracking URL, and I already have one built. So this one's pointed to that that WP Engine staging site that I have, and it's AdWords, PPC, Infusionsoft, iTracker360 Ultimate. So I'm just going to use that. And so in order to get kind of click stats, and you can do monthly, weekly, daily, 2-hour click stats, I'm going to use this short URL. So imagine that I have this short URL. It's running in like an AdWords pay-per-click campaign. I'm going to click on that. And here's the URL, and here's the tracking data. I'm going to click Get Started. And I'm going to click on this link. So at this point, the tracking data that we want to collect did not get passed to this website, and we'll know that if we see the query string with all the tracking data. So at this point, the tracking is not going to work. What we're going to get, the data that we're going to receive, is the data is going to say this was a referral from iTracker.staging.wpengine.com. And the reason is because that cross-domain tracking that we set up, it hasn't took effect yet. It's still regenerating and all that stuff. So I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to come back in 15 minutes, and then we'll clear our cache, and then we'll see if we got the new tracking snippet. All right, I think it's been enough time so far. So just to show you kind of how to know if your script's been updated or not, what you can do is do iTracker360.regendate if you know how to open up the JavaScript console. And so this little timestamp tells you the last time that your code has been updated. So what I'm going to do is, and let's just keep this in mind, 1427, I'm just going to clear my cache. So I'm going to clear the browsing data, and I just do that with Control-Shift-Delete. I'm going to refresh this page, and I'll do .regen date again. And so it looks like the timestamp updated, so I know that the JavaScript file has been updated and my browser is using an updated version of the JavaScript snippet. So doing that's not required. I'm just kind of showing you, if you're pretty good with this stuff, how to check whether it's been updated or not. So since it's been updated and I did clear my cache, I'm gonna go back and click on that URL again. So I'm gonna take this URL and I'm gonna paste it back in the browser bar, because I cleared my cookie so that tracking data was lost. So I'm going to give it another test. I'm going to go to that page, I'm going to click on Get Started, and then I'm going to click Order Now. So at this point, it looks like the cross-domain tracking did in fact work, because we passed the source, medium, campaign content, basically all the tracking data to the new domain. So you'll know that the cross-domain tracking is working when you see this tracking data follow the visitor over to the new site. So let's give it a test. I'm going to do Casey page test 1 2 3 test. I'll do Dallas, Texas 75214, and I'm just going to do like a dummy number here. Did I put enough digits? Yeah. So I'll do test 112 at test.com, and I'm going to do a Visa card. I'm just going to put a dummy card number in there. So I submitted the order form, and let's go see what that lead looks like in Infusionsoft. So it was test 112 at test.com. Here's the contact record. Now the lead source on an Infusionsoft order form, iTracker is not able to set the lead source because Infusionsoft sets this lead source automatically. But if you look at the tracking data here, we did collect the tracking data. And if you're using tag tracking, then once we process the post back and everything, then you will get a tracking tag. The account that I was on, I was using a free version, so this data's the tag's not going to get applied because I'm not on the premium version. But we did capture the tracking data here, and the lead source is just set to whatever lead source that Infusionsoft set. We have no control over the lead source when you use an Infusionsoft order form. I wish there was a way we could set the lead source, but there's just not a way. So that's how you set up cross-domain tracking with an Infusionsoft order form using iTracker, and how to collect basically the tracking data.